Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has warned that if Vladimir Putin is not stopped, he will keep driving the Ukraine war wider and deeper. Speaking at the UN's General Assembly in New York, Mr. Zelensky said more countries would be met with Russian aggression unless allies displayed a united front and ramped up support. He said all nations were threatened by a global arms race as military technology advances, adding that weapons decide who survives, and calling for global rules on AI.
But in the end, peace depends on all of us, on the United Nations. So don't stay silent while Russia keeps dragging this war on. Please speak out and condemn it. Please join us in defending life and international law and order. People are waiting for action.
Earlier, the European Union's foreign policy chief, Kaja Kallas, as well as Radoslaw Sikorski, Poland's deputy prime minister and foreign minister, spoke to the BBC. They explained about the high stakes for Ukraine and Europe in the wake of recent incursions by Russian drones and aircraft.
Well, these incursions show that Russia is testing us, how far they can really go. And I mean, every step is bolder because the only thing that they understand is strength. And that's why our response has to be also very strong. President Trump yesterday also said that, these planes have to be shot down. We are in NATO. There's Article 5, which says that attack on one is attack on all. I think we have to give very clear messages to Russia that they can't go any further. What Russia is also aiming at is sowing fear inside our societies that this war is coming to our territory so that we would refrain from helping Ukraine. I think our response should be that we are not afraid. We are supporting Ukraine so that they can defend themselves.
Deterring Putin from the Polish-Ukrainian border would be much more expensive for us in Europe than helping Ukraine to deter him. But I was just in Kiev and I found the Ukrainians remarkably confident, and their strikes on Russian refineries, I think, are bringing real hardship to the Russian economy, which of course gives you hope for peace.
So when we heard from President Trump around this time yesterday when he made that post to say he now thinks that Ukraine with the European Union can push Russia back and get its land back. Do you share that assessment?
Well, President Trump famously likes to back winners, so he must know something, namely that Ukraine is now on counteroffensive and that Ukrainian strikes on Russian military targets are being successful.
Michael Bosurkiw is a senior non-resident fellow at the Atlantic Council's Eurasia Centre. He doesn't believe Russia will be deterred by Donald Trump's apparent shift in his position on Ukraine.
I have to say that I think the Kremlin is probably pretty happy because they're still not feeling any real threats. Even what Mr. Trump said about Ukraine needing to win the war, he was actually contradicted by his own Secretary of State. And, I just came from New York from a UNGA closed-door briefing, and we were told there by very senior former U.S. officials is that until Mr. Putin really feels the pressure, he will continue to press ahead. And what was very interesting, they also said that Mr. Trump seems to be in this mindset. He still feels he can charm his way with Mr. Putin. Fact of the matter is, Mr. Putin is not he cannot be persuaded or malleable, and he will continue pushing further into Ukraine and possibly into Europe through either traditional wartime means or through hybrid warfare.